Hey guys, how's it going? Just out in the garage here for a little bit. Starting to get chilly. Figured I'd do a little bit of a video for you guys. It's been a while. Just covering some of the things that I got going on currently and some future plans. So let's get to it. As some of you may have seen on my social media that I put a cam in this thing. I put a JFR racing cam in it, a Jared Faggart racing cam. It is ground by Iski. The 112 LSA. Nothing super crazy. But it is matched pretty decently for my turbo that I'm currently running. So, car definitely runs differently now with the cam in it. It'll start when it's cold, no problem. But as it gets hot, and I shut the car off, I try to restart it. It does not want to start without giving a little bit of a pedal to it. So I'll have to either play around with it or talk to Matt about it. Matt's super busy right now. He's got a whole bunch of life stuff happening, and I just hate bothering people. But what would take me 6 hours would take him 6 minutes, if that, and it would probably be mostly setting up the laptop and plugging in a cable. So we'll see how it goes. He and his wife are expecting any second now, so super happy for them. So anyways, back to the car. Put the cam in it. Runs good. Typical Justin Kramer fashion. The dumbest things give me issues. I never have any type of good luck with balancers and removing balancers. I've used every tool imaginable, and I have the same frustrating results with every tool. My first LS that I played with, I used one of those 3-jaw pullers. You know, the big cumbersome ones that you can get from Harbor Freight. And it's just a pain. You either bust the outer rim off of the back of the balancer, or I mean, I feel like it's like a monkey fucking a football trying to get that thing set up properly. You have to have like four guys to try to get the thing set up, and then even then it's just real hard to do. But I graduated from that to the Mopar puller, which in theory works really well, but every time I've used it, the setup is super simple. Like, I can get it in, get it on, get ready to pull, but I never have any luck with those rods, those little push rods that go into the crank snout. Every time I do it, like, I turn that push rod into a noodle, like a spaghetti noodle. It just bends, and I don't know. Some guys, Matt included, other guys, my friend Tim, you put the thing on, crank it down a few times, and it pops right off. Not me. It's just, I don't know. I just have crap luck when it comes to pulling balancers. But anyways, that was the trickiest part of the whole deal for me, honestly, was the stupid balancer. Once I bent the rod initially, I pretty much ruined, I ruined my friend Tim's puller. So I actually had to order a new puller for him off Amazon, just because I completely destroyed it getting it off. Once I bent the rod and then had to resort to using sockets on the front of the crank, it's destroyed. So needless to say, I ordered a new puller for Tim, and you know, that's that. That was the trickiest part. So everything else went pretty decent. you know, it's pretty straightforward. It's more removing everything off the front of the motor to gain access. I had my friend Mike, Uncle Mike, TIG the new turbo drain fitting on the front of the timing cover for me. My previous setup was extremely close to the balancer. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but let's see. Snake it down in there, possibly. Get this set up somehow. There we go. Might be able to sneak a peek. There it is. So let's see if I can snake this around. There we go. There we go. So previously my drain line was like within millimeters of the balancer. Just didn't plan it appropriately once I originally put the timing cover on it. So I actually found a new bung in my toolbox, and I had a spare timing cover, so Mike welded that on for me, and it works perfectly now. So that worked out pretty good. Me being paranoid, or not paranoid, but me being anal retentive, I guess I should say, I got all but the temp gauge in my cluster working now. The factory cluster. I don't know. Something about just having all working gauges to me makes it feel like more of a complete build or a complete car. So anyways, everything was working except the temperature gauge. So while I had it apart, I purchased a factory sending unit, and I threaded it, drilled and tapped the water pump, and not really sealing all that well, so I have some plans for that. But anyways, I can run the wire from the sending unit, the Volvo sending unit, right into the back of the cluster, and that's that. I'll have everything in the cluster working, including the odometer. I put a new odometer gear in it, and I don't know, to me it just feels better having the whole cluster working. But anyways, you see this whole setup here. I've been toying around with something kind of neat. You know, the GM cars, like the F-bodies and whatnot, have those, and the Corvettes have those coil covers on it, and everyone drops loads over the coil covers. Oh, you know, if you take them off, people will want to buy them on the forums and on eBay right away. Well, to be honest with you, the B230, which is the 2.3 liter like equivalent of the Iron Duke to Volvo motors, has valve covers that look almost identical to a GM coil cover. So this is a valve cover for B230. This side I chopped the oil fill off of because my booster and whatnot is over there. And you can see over here, that's the complete valve cover from a factory Volvo B230. So this one I trimmed a little bit. I might trim a little bit more. Thinking about taking this little radius off of it. But anyways, super cool. Currently they're just laying in there, but it looks really neat. If you saw my pages, you'll see them. But it's like almost identical to like an LS, like a Corvette coil cover. It looks kind of neat, honestly. I think it does anyways. So once I find like a more permanent solution to mounting them, I think I might go that route. Not that I really care what it looks like, I just think it kind of looks cool. So that's kind of neat. That's what I got going on with that. Let's see. I got a meth kit coming. Planning on stabbing that thing in there. When I built the intercooler piping, I had my friend Ryan Gregory TIG on some, man, I'm just name dropping all over the place this video. I had my friend Ryan Gregory tap in some 1/8 inch NPT bungs into my intercooler piping already. So that'll be cool. Should just be able to thread the injector right in there. I added some of this reflective heat stuff on it. I don't know how much I care for it, but I don't want it to cook any of the paint off, even though I have the blanket on it. I don't know. I don't know. I just tried it out. It was cheap. What else? Oh, another cool little junkyard find. I found factory Volvo trailer hitch balls and bars, receivers. Super cool. I was walking through and I was pulling an antenna, which was another super good find. I have an all stock 240 Wagon that I use as my daily driver, so I don't have to drive my truck every day. And when I bought it, somebody broke the antenna off the back. It's a fixed, it doesn't like retract antenna that sticks off the back, and apparently they're super hard to find. I went on eBay trying to figured it's an antenna, I'll get one for $5 or whatever. Well, it was like $150, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So needless to say, I didn't have AM or FM radio. Actually, I had one FM radio station, and it was a local station that just drives me nuts, and it was just driving me nuts. And I know you're probably laughing at me like, who the hell listens to the radio? I don't know. I'm weird. I kind of like listening to the radio, AM and FM. So anyways, got the antenna, and I went into the back of the thing. It was a Wagon, and just poking around, and I was like, they have a little hidden trap door in the back where you put your emergency toolkit and stuff in it, and lifted it up, and I was like, holy crap. And I paid $5 for $5 for the both of these things. And I'm just like ecstatic about it. I don't know. It's a factory Volvo part. Pretty cool. Kind of hard to come by. Came with 2 hitch balls. Really cheap, and I was just tickled pink about it. Trying to think of what else I can talk to you guys about. Thinking about putting a bigger turbo on it. Depending on what my dyno outcome is here in the future. This thing is a little bit small for the 6-liter, and it could be a choking point for it. I know initially I said I only wanted 450 to 500 horsepower, and I have that, but I just always like the ability to grow if I needed to, and with this I think I'm kind of very close to maxing it out, which, whatever, it is what it is, but I may want more. The drawback to that is I don't want to really cut the car apart to fit a bigger turbo, and a 400 series is a little bit bigger than this 3 series, so it would be rather tight. I'll drop another name and I'll say Dan built the hot side for this. My buddy Dan of RPM Fab built this hot side for me, and it works out perfect right now. So if I decide to pull the trigger on that, I'm probably going to drop the car off at Dan's again, hand him the turbo, and be like, make this fit without using a hole saw or a plasma cutter. I'm pretty confident that he'd be able to make that happen. Oh, and one thing else I want to get done over the winter time here with this car is I finally want to get an exhaust put on it. I know I've been talking about this for months, and I just haven't been able to pull the trigger on it, but again, I have loud valves, wide pipes, everything I pretty much need to get this thing started. That's where my battery is, guys. I don't know if I ever showed you that, but I have an Odyssey PC925 in the back with some off-road Jeep type mounting thing. Actually worked out really nice. It's designed for that battery. Just blasted right into the frame rail there. Super sturdy, and works great. Real cheap too. I think it was like $30. But anyways, I really want to get an exhaust in the car. Bought a trailer, closed deck trailer. Been talking about buying a trailer since my first DSM days, like 15, 20 years ago. And every year I'd find an excuse not to buy one. And my neighbor had one that I really liked. I told him if he ever decided he wanted to sell it, that I would be interested. Well, he messaged me one day and he's like, "Hey, you want to buy this trailer?" And I was like, "Oh man, I just bought a brand new camper for my family, like a travel trailer, and I was kind of short on money, but I ended up just biting the bullet. I took some money out of savings just so I could have it because it was a good deal and it was a really nice trailer. So I got a trailer. Well, then a couple friends of mine decided we wanted to go to the track, and multiple times we tried to take our cars to the track and the weather fought us every time. So that's just how it works, I guess. You know, it's just stuff that's out of your control. Nothing much you can do about it. You just roll with it. So next season, 2018, we'll all be at it again. Hopefully having a lot of fun, and that's kind of what it's all about. Mini bike update. I know some people are following the whole USA versus Russia thing with our mini bikes, and I'll be honest with you, I just didn't have time. I didn't want to bother somebody with having to film it, and kind of an introvert, so I don't leave my house, and yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, I'll be honest with you, the motor on this thing, which I built over the summer, is sold to a local race team as a spare. They run at RMC, the Reading Motorcycle Club, and I just sold it. Like, I have the frame, all they wanted was the motor, so I pulled that, and well, I didn't pull it, I'm going to pull it, but it is sold. So I have a few more. I have a couple motors back here as spares. I'm going to put one of those in that with probably, well, no, I don't think they want the torque converter kit, so I'll just put a stock motor on it and have fun with it, or maybe try to sell it. I'll probably sell it because that's what I do with stuff. I build it and I sell it. But that's pretty much what I got going on. There's my third row seat for the Volvo. That'll go in eventually. Oh, another thing I've been thinking about, toolboxes. My toolbox is a Costco toolbox that I bought when I moved into this house 10 years ago. Really nice. It's got like a diamond plate program on it. Ball bearing drawers. Really nice. I have no complaints. I think it was like $700 or $800 for both pieces. But I'm at the breaking point here of storage space, and I think I need another toolbox. Clear that little area out over there and stab another one in. Looking at like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, and I'm looking for a cheap box. I might just try a Harbor Freight box. I don't know. Maybe if I find another one of these, I'll just buy a second one. Steel Glide. I don't know. It's just some generic box, but it's really held up pretty well. I went through and actually cleaned off the top of this box for the first time in a long time. It's kind of still crazy, but before it was a junk pile. That's just what all that stuff was up there. So I'm just trying to go through my garage and clean up my garage. Got all my Milwaukee stuff up here. So, not much else going on. Like I mentioned earlier, it's starting to get cold. It's starting to be that time of the year where, you know, the car gets parked. So, I got the cam done. I'll get a tune situated with that. Probably get it back on the dyno maybe before the snow comes. If not, no biggie. It actually was flurrying earlier today, which is crazy, but, you know, I'm really not in any type of rush at this point, so that's pretty much what's going on with the car, with me, with the shop. Just trying to do a winter purge at this point because I get tired of working around junk. So that's pretty much it, guys. As always, if you have any questions about the car, feel free to ask. I'm not really afraid to help anybody out. So, again, that's where we're at. Still pretty much the same setup, minus I put a new camshaft in it. I'd like to address a few things over the winter time. Like I said, a meth kit's going in. The little valve cover dress situation. Try to figure that out. Oh, I have a trans pan that leaks. I think the gasket. I think the pan is either warped from somebody smashing it on, or it's just a crappy gasket. So I talked to a friend of mine that has a lift, and at some point in time I'll get it over there and I'll put a new pan and a new gasket on it and call that a day. It's just annoying. I hate stuff that leaks. But yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, I can see my kid. She's 3. She acquires stuff all the time. Jeep. That's the only Jeep she'll ever ride. Estrada and Dave with your freaking death wobble machines. But got a spare 5.3 there. I'm trying to unload. Just stuff all over the place. I don't know. It's just life. It is what it is. But all right. Well, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. Call it a night. Just kind of felt obligated to come out and give everybody an update on what's going on. So that's it. That's my rambling for the night. We're 22 minutes in. People probably aren't even gonna watch 2 minutes of it. But that's it. So have a great day, guys. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And enjoy life. That's all I'm going to say. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.